On December 27, 1892, Livingstone and Biddle College, now known as Johnson C. Smith University, played in Salisbury, North Carolina, with Biddle winning 5-0. Over time, HBCU football has evolved. HBCU football's popularity continues to rise. Millions attend games each year and millions more watch on television. The HBCU bands provide some of the top entertainment in the country. Over that time, some of the best players to ever play in the National Football League played at HBCUs. Every Monday through Friday on the HBCU Football Daily Podcast, national radio and television host Donal Ware takes a look at what's happening in HBCU football and talks with coaches, players, administrators, and media about the season. Make sure you join the conversation on social media now. Here's your host, Donal Ware.
You've got it locked to the HBCU Football Daily Podcast for today, Thursday, August 31st. I'm Donal Ware. We're going to get right to it. As a matter of fact, the last couple of weeks we've been talking to some of the best players in college football and HBCU football. On the line, we are joined by Kenny Gallop, of course, for the Howard Bison, is an HBCU All-American. He's a senior from Portsmouth, Virginia, and he joins us here on the program. Howard, as a matter of fact, on Friday, going to take on Eastern Michigan. Kenny, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing? I'm feeling great today.
Good, man. Your thoughts on how your preparation, you guys' preparation is coming? It's here. On Friday, Easter, you will be at Eastern Michigan and plan a meaningful college football game.
Right. Well, we're prepared. We got a great game plan going in and on both sides of the ball, and then also on special teams. So we're prepared. Excited about the new season coming up, and we're ready to play Friday night.
For you, 2022, big year, all conference guy, almost 100 tackles on the season. For you, 4 pass breakups. You were all over the field, no doubt. And as a matter of fact, not only the 93 tackles, but 63 of them were solo. Speak to your play on last season.
I feel like, I played well, but I feel like I can turn it up a notch. Just really, now just being more experienced and just watching film more and just, react a lot faster. So, this year is going to be very exciting.
No doubt about it. Some of the things maybe that you worked on in the offseason, what were some of those things that you felt like you needed to improve upon?
Well, first I wanted to work on my athleticism. So just really working on my speed, my vertical, my explosion, and then also just working on my man coverage a lot. And then also just ball skills. So getting a lot of catches in and things like that.
A lot of people talking about the Bison this year. Maybe that hasn't been the case so much in the history of the more recent history of the program. What does that mean to you? And you guys last year enabled for people to talk about the Bison coming into 2023.
Well, it feels good, to get recognition. All the guys on the team work hard. But also, we also know that it means there's a target on our back. So we know we're going to get team's best game and best game plan every week. So we got to come out and be ready to play.
For you, Eastern Michigan, have you seen them on film? What are your thoughts on Eastern Michigan?
They look like a pretty good squad. Look like they're very well coached, but, they look very beatable. So, we're going to come out and play hard Friday. We're not going to be scared, just because they're FBS school. And we're going to be out there confident and flying around having fun.
What are you seeing from Quentin Williams? He had a breakout year in 2022, your quarterback. What do you, when you go up against him in practice in this, in this fall camp, what are you seeing from him?
Really, this Q just been really more locked in. He got a new quarterback coach, Coach McGee, and they've been, working a lot. I see him a lot watching film early, first thing in the morning. So I feel like Q, he's more locked in. He got a lot of weapons around him, so it'll be easy, to throw the ball around and things like that. But I feel like Q is more locked in. He see all the negativities and negative stuff people say about him. So I feel like that's gonna motivate him, and he'll be prepared for the season.
Kenny Gallop Jr. is a defensive back, a senior from Portsmouth, Virginia, for the Howard Bison. He joins us here on the program. There's a great Howard alum, a really good player that played in the National Football League that's from Portsmouth as well, by the name of Antoine Bethea. I believe you were at Media Day. Media Day, if I'm not if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you had talked with Antoine in the past, but you know, at least at media day, he really had a lot to say during that breakfast and a lot of really inspiring things to say. Your thoughts on some of the things he had to say at that media day, and then if you all had a personal interaction.
Right. Well, first, you know, me and AB, we do have a personal relationship. So, you know, he one of the guys I look up to. You know, I tell him, you know, just his story, and, you know, it kind of motivates me. So AB definitely a great guy. But, you know, just for him, just to talk, you know, tell his story, you know, how he come from, you know, a small school like Howard, you know, that's, you know, wasn't known for, you know, football at the time, just known for, you know, academics, and him, you know, playing the league for 14 years, you know, was motivation. So just everything about how he carries himself, you know, that's what we want to represent at Howard football.
When you were a youngster, I'm sure you knew about him and all that he was doing in the league, since you guys are both from Portsmouth.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a fact. To be honest with you, I believe Antoine Bethea from like Newport News, but it's like 20 minutes away. So it's basically the same thing. But we definitely from the same area. But, you know, just hearing about him and just hearing the story, you know, and, you know, how he came up, you know, and see how he worked hard and things like that, it's, you know, it's motivation.
You're right. Now, I don't want to get that wrong. There's a difference, and I get that. I get that. It's like Baltimore and Washington. There's a difference.
Right.
I got it. You know, I guess I wasn't thinking. You're right. He is from a Newport News, but sort of, again, from that same area. And I'm sure you heard about him while you were a youngster and coming up. So for you, how did you end up at Howard? Again, you're from Portsmouth, played at Churchland High School. How did you end up at Howard?
Well, Howard was the first school that ended up giving me a scholarship. So they was recruiting me heavy at the time. And I always told myself that I didn't want to play at home, but I didn't want to play too far from home. So just being in Washington, D.C., you know, 3.5-hour drive, you know, my family can still come and watch me play. That's all I wanted. So, you know, Howard, they showed me the love. And then at the time, before the National Signing Day, early National Signing Day, Howard was my only scholarship. So, like, you know, I chose Howard just because they chose me. So I feel like it was a perfect fit. And then, you know, I thought about the 40-year decision other than the 4-year decision. So just the connections and just being in the Mecca, being in DC, you can't ask for anything better than that.
Yeah, no doubt. Couple of last thoughts. How are you growing as a person and a player in now your senior season at Howard?
Just being more experienced and just getting older and older. So just, you know, nowadays, you know, you're seeing everything now. So it just, you get used, you don't get distracted as easily. And, you know, it's easy, you know, to say, go, you know, when you're first in college, you know, there's a lot of distractions, you know, you get that freedom, you're just trying to run around, have fun. But now, you know, the older I get, just being around, trying to mentor the younger guys and things like that. So that I definitely call it.
And last thought, what are you majoring in? And when your football playing days are over, what do you hope to do with that degree?
I major in health science. So I always told myself I always want to be like train different athletes and have like my own gym. I want to give back to the community. So there's things like that can help and just be a mentor and help kids grow up, you know, to play on the next level, you know, play Division I football, you know, and things like that.
Kenny Gallop Jr., again, defensive back, a senior for the Howard Bison. He is from Portsmouth, Virginia. Joins us here on the HBCU Football Daily Podcast. The Bison open the season on tomorrow against Eastern Michigan. Kenny, we really appreciate the time. Good luck to you and the Bison this season.
Man, thank you, man. You have a blessed day.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the HBCU Football Daily Podcast. You can also listen to the podcast at BOXTOROW.com, iHeartMedia, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to get your HBCU football fix on Box to Row with Donal Ware each weekend on the radio station near you, and on SiriusXM on HBCU, Channel 142, and on ESPNU Radio on SiriusXM, Channel 84. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Box to Row for the latest in HBCU football, and don't forget to tell a friend.